Red alert. I've been watching the chat for probably 15-20 minutes now, and everybody is losing their goddamn minds about stuff. Everybody just chill out, relax. Let's talk about the episode. I haven't seen the preview for the next one, but I have seen pictures. So don't worry, it is red alert. However, it is not that everything's fucked. Just let's relax for a second. Let's start off by talking about things and then get into a few other things. All right, is everybody good with that? So we'll stand down from red alert now. Hi guys, Captain Foley here, and it is time to talk about this episode. And I gotta say, I'm kind of impressed. Again, didn't expect to really know what, well, I didn't know what to expect with this one, to be fair, and went in and just had a blast with it. Now, before we jump the gun, I just want to tell everybody I have seen the pictures of the Enterprise with the Discovery and Pike wearing the right uniform and the Enterprise bridge. We'll talk about that when we get there. Unless somebody super chats with it, it's going to have to wait a few minutes until we've kind of talked about it. Robert, I got the picture you sent me, but I also got some from my admins before that, but I appreciate it. They did throw a whole cargo container of things at us, Jamal, absolutely. Yeah, everybody hit the like button right now, so the admins don't have to tell you to do it. I'm here to watch you, Foley. This is my first episode to avoid with Discovery. So yeah, a few things played out in this episode that I called like literally minutes before it happened. Pike getting a shot of his future, and what was the other one? Can't fucking remember right offhand. Damn it! I just had it on the tip of my tongue. Anyways, so yeah, and this time, this is weird. I've actually watched it twice and taken my notes already, and I can't remember what the hell was going on. Whereas normally, if I just watch it the first time. Anyway, so yeah, another red signal shows up above a Klingon colony, or the planet Borath, the moon, which is exactly where Ash and Laurel's kid has been put in the monastery. So that was quite interesting. I love how there's a line too about speculating. All the speculation on the red orbs is just, it's unproductive and useless. And I'm like, is that a stab at us? All the fans that have theorized, all the channels that have theorized about things. Because that's what it feels like. I'm just saying. So then the Discovery spore jumps to Borath, I guess. The spore jump thing is still a thing. Burnham finds out that Tyler has a kid. Even though I couldn't tell anybody, but I told you within literally 2 seconds without hesitation just now. Yeah. Oh, D7. D7 has arrived, and Chancellor Laurel is on board. Cool. Thought we get more of a shot of the D7. We got basically the render that Samuel made for our thumbnail for the episode this week, talking about the D7. But we got to see the nacelles, we got to see a little bit of the ship as it zoomed in, but only that one shot. So it's kind of like a, hey, here it is. We're not going to show you anything else, which is kind of a pain. But then we find out that on the monastery planet, there's also a rare mineral element, a crystal, which are time crystals. So the Klingons have had access to time crystals, although most Klingons consider them to be myths. It's these timekeepers, these monks that are the true protectors of the time crystal. So I like that the Klingons don't generally know about these, because I could see that causing a lot of problems. And a lot of people are going to complain about that. I know Anti-Jerk is going to go off on a rant about well, the Klingons have had time crystals this whole time. They could just use them and do this and blah 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 blah. He's not going to hear the fact that that most Klingons consider them to be myths. Jason6690 puts in $5. So they're going to use the time crystals to send Discovery into the future, not destroy it, instead of the time suit to protect the data. Enter Calypso. Absolutely, that's what they're going to do. However, at the end, he does say, prepare to evacuate the ship, contact Enterprise. We're going to transfer all personnel over to Enterprise. And he also says start initiating the auto-destruct. So I think the plan is to send it into the future and destroy it, or something, and it just doesn't quite go off like that. We'll see how that goes. Caleb Horn puts in $5. Red bursts are Zora controlling the Discovery and jumping through time. D7 looked pretty cool, and what little we saw, can't wait for the breakdown. I can't wait to do a breakdown on it either. I saw a few different shapes there. The nacelles are obviously a different shape, which we're going to talk about for sure. That's what we do. We're the ship guys. So, but thank you guys for the super chats. Very appreciated. Laurel mentioned the hard way that they learned not to mess with time. Yes, she did. So Pike agrees to go down to the monastery, and then we get more Burnham and Tyler bullshit. And then, the Section 31 ship hasn't checked in. Every Section 31 ship checks in every hour. I find that hard to believe. But anyway, they go and they find the the bodies of all the people that were ejected from the ship, and one of them's still alive, and it's Lieutenant Gant, the tactical officer from Order Shenzhou. It's like, wow, okay, interesting. Sure, I didn't recall that he. That's the other thing I called right before it happened, but not when he first showed up. I thought, okay, that's kind of a coincidence. But it was interesting that right before they announced that he was Control, I'm like, he's Control. Just as he started to have that conversation with Michael. So that's the other thing I called. Jet Reno is back. Nice to see her again. Denovic is the kid's name, who's all grown up now, because the people that watch over the time crystals to protect them, time flows differently for them. So Ash and Laurel's son is already all grown up, so he's not the albino that we see in DS9, which a lot of people have been speculating. I thought that would have been kind of cool to tie that in. It could still be the case. He could still remain young, or that age, because of the time crystals. I don't know, but just wanted to call that out as well. Pointed out too that Burnham is the only common denominator in regards to these signals. And even Saru said, I'm a new captain now ever since the whatever process, this evolution thing. And that could be a result of whomever or whatever created these red signals, or the signal over Kaminar. So that's why I get the feeling that Burnham's going to be directly responsible for these signals at some point. So you see Pike's accident where he's saving the cadets on the training cruise, gets the radiation and the injuries sustained to him. See him in the chair. The chair looks fantastic. It's a great visual update of the original chair. So is the makeup, fantastically done. So that was awesome. And then we get the realization that if he takes the time crystal, that fate is sealed. He has the opportunity to change his future if he doesn't take the time crystal. But he says he's not going to abandon his ideals. So he takes the crystal, and even though it contains a future or an ending that he had not foreseen for himself. So that was awesome. Great conversation with Reno and Hugh. Find out that she was actually married and that her wife died in the war with the Klingons. And that you got a second chance, my friend. Don't screw it up. So it was a great pep talk with Hugh, because she's got to work with Stamets, and Stamets' mind isn't on things because he's focused on other stuff. Guys, I haven't been really looking at the chat. I apologize. Just give me a second. I'll go through my notes real quick, and then we can talk about other stuff. Find out that Lieutenant Gant is actually dead. He's controlled by nanotechnology. And that Control wants Burnham's help. Burnham is the true threat to Control's objectives. It's the one variable it can't control or see is Burnham. So it wants to either kill her or get help from her to get the data from Discovery. So that's interesting in itself, the fact that it's the one variable that Control can't see. That means, again, I think she's going to end up donning the angel suit, or a angel suit. They may make another one. I don't know how that'll work, but then it ends with 30 Section 31 ships, which is almost their entire fleet, are coming for Discovery, and we're outgunned. The only option is to destroy Discovery, destroy the data, and that's where Pike's like, can contact the Enterprise. We're evacuating Discovery, prepare for auto-destruct sequence, and things like that. So there we go. There's a quick summary of the episode, and let's see what we got going on here. We got another super chat of $5 by Veritas. Thank you. I know you're not there yet, but did you like seeing your favorite bridge in next episode's trailer? Okay, let's talk about that. I do have the pictures of the bridge from the next trailer, and I am not super impressed. It does look to be about the right size. The chairs are spot on. The chairs are perfect. Everybody's wearing the gold uniform. Even Pike is wearing the gold, which is nice. There are some multicolored lights and things up at the top. Keep in mind, I've only seen stills. I haven't seen any of the trailer yet in video form, so I don't know if they're moving the same or whatever. It does have the angled struts still, which is a little bit of a disappointment. I was hoping to come back with the straight struts, but not a big deal. I'm not going to harp on it too much. You guys get sick of that pretty quick. So I just want to say that I was really hoping for something a little bit different. Even the astrogator station between the helm and the weapons officer is very the motion picture era, with the top view of the ship there. It should still be the astrogator. I mean, it can probably change. It's probably a display that can change, but quite clearly in TOS it wasn't. So that bugs me a little bit. Other than that, I gotta wait and see what's going on next episode, guys. I don't want to flip out too much. Do you think after the refit the Enterprise will look more like the TOS Connies, straight pylons, lighter paint, different warp nacelles? That's what we've been hoping for. So after the refit to the movie era refit, that would be funny if they did it that way. I don't know. This is before the refit, as a reminder. Yes, this is before Kirk even gets command of the ship. There's still another 5-year mission. Because we're in, what, 2257 right now? And it's 2266 that Kirk gets command, something like that. So there's still a ways to go. Pike still has another 5-year mission on Enterprise before Kirk gets command. So there is that. Actor who plays Control confirmed this is not Origin of Borg. Yeah, but they've confirmed other things or told us other things which have proven to be inaccurate. So they're setting Stamets up to jump to the future. He had no purpose previously and no hue, hence time crystal studies. I could buy that. That's something we've kind of speculated as well before we knew who the Red Angel was. Thought it could maybe be Stamets or Hugh even. Caleb Horn puts in another $5. Thank you very much. The sphere data will not allow itself to be destroyed. Count on that to be a twist and how Discovery ends up in the future. Also, I think how Discovery becomes sentient. It's AI. I think it wouldn't be cool if Discovery's AI, from sitting there for 1,000 years that developed, eventually becomes Control and then kills all sentient life. Will the Farragut show up maybe with a certain young lieutenant? It's possible. There were a lot of ships on the view screen, a lot of Federation ships. There was one that looked like the Iran style with the 4 nacelles. This being the origin of the board, would it be badass? Would be as bad as V'ger being the origin of the board. Thank you, Mark. Yes. Stamets won't go with the ship. Hugh will say, "Don't go. Stay with me." I think they're setting up to have Hugh and Stamets get back together, which is fine with me. I'm going to say something, and I don't want people to take this the wrong way, but when Reno said, when Hugh said, "I didn't know you were married," I, I, she said, "Yeah, my wife," and I'm like, "Oh, for fuck's sake. Why does everybody have to be gay or whatever in this show? Why can't we just have one person that's straight and just say, yeah, it was my husband, he died?" I'm not complaining. I'm not homophobic or anything like that. I was just like, oh my God, everybody's going to latch onto this and pull the SJW card and say that this is all Discovery doing this thing, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I don't need that. Why can't it just be a man? But fine, fine. It's fine, I guess. Jeff even says it's okay, Cap. It did seem forced. It did a little bit, and that's what bugged me about it. Series finale of theoretical Pike spinoff. Enterprise undergoes refit for Kirk's 5-year mission. Star Trek Beyond-esque construction montage. Looks like the 1960 model when it launches. Warps out. Boom. You, sir, are a genius. I love it. Sounded so forced. I agree with you, Captain. The person playing the character is gay. That's fine. It's because an actor is gay doesn't mean they have to play a gay character. They're an actor. They can act like they're not gay. I don't know. And I don't want it to like blow up that I'm like, oh, anti-gay. That's not at all the case. It just didn't feel like it fit to me. Watching it the second time, it felt a little bit better, but that first time I was just like, I don't know. And this is where the chat goes to shit. Oh, whatever. I don't know. When I first seen her character, I kind of assumed she was already gay. I didn't, actually, surprisingly enough. Maybe that's why it took me by surprise, but did it just occur to you now that she's a lesbian? Yeah. Why when I see a character do I have to go, oh, they're obviously straight, or they're obviously bi, or they're obviously gay, or they're obviously lesbian? I don't. I see the character. So I didn't even register that she could be gay. It was just, and then when he said she was married, I was just expecting, oh yeah, he died or he's dead. Because I even turned to Sylvia and she said that you're married. I said her husband's probably dead. And then she said it's your wife. It's anyway. Got a problem with it? Leave. I don't care. If she turned out to be straight, that would be a Shyamalan of a plot twist. Okay. Let's talk ships. Yes, I agree. Let's talk ships. True. Jim Parsons is gay in the care. Do we have only one more episode? We have 2 more episodes. 14 episodes, so 2 more to go. Take it's definitely not the. Oh. Give him a little slack on that. Yeah, I honestly don't care, but it just felt it felt a little out of place. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Trailer for next episode is on YouTube. Okay, I'll have to check it out soon. I think they're setting up the Reno Linus romance. I'd be fine with that. That'd be cool. Interspecies thing. Yes, there are 14 total. Maybe Reno used that story to relate to Hugh. You could help him. Maybe. I don't think that's the case. But I wish we had 26 episodes, as do I, even though I'm kind of glad it's coming to an end. Because the schedule of having to do this on Thursday nights and then do all the heavy filming we do on Friday and then the Friday live, it's a lot. And then I'm glad Orville's taking a hiatus until next week. I'm sure there's going to be a lot to talk about next week in the first reaction video. And there's a new Orville next week, so I might have to wait and watch Orville after. Might not watch it directly after Discovery. That version of Pike, or that vision for Pike, was awesome. Like I said, the chair, I expected the chair to look like shit, but it was actually a very faithful recreation and visual update of the chair we saw in TOS. So, yeah. Sorry, I just gotta take my socks off. Whew. Oversight, yes. All right, 266 people. Let's get some likes. Let's get up to 150 likes at least. 200 would be great. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in and watching. In season 3, we'll find out that Burnham created Q. I don't think so. Do you think we will see any smooth-headed Klingons anytime during Discovery, now or future seasons? My hope is yes, but my belief is no, we won't. Wow, the chat's really flying, guys. There's 15 episodes this season. I was wondering, I thought I heard 14. I thought I heard 15 at one point. I know there was 15 for season 1. I'll have to look into that, because there, as far as I know, there's only 2 more episodes, but there might be 3, so that might be right. Mark Maplebeck puts in $2 Canadian. I was sad by the poor attempt at humor in Mess Hall. Yeah, I thought the Mess Hall scene was pretty good, actually. How do you keep capping it? Oh my god. Sorry, guys. How do you keep captaining with confidence, knowing that hell is coming for you? Yeah, well, the Klingon, I forget his name now, but even said to Pike, anybody that leaves here with a time crystal always leaves broken. So yeah, that would really... And he saw his uniform. He knows that he's was a fleet captain or a commodore. I can't remember what he gets promoted to. So he knows that's going to happen. He knows a few things based on that. So yes, I heard from Anton Mount when it might have been December that Star Trek Series 2 are in Trek. Heard what? There's 15 episodes? Nope, confirmed 14, originally 13, but we had an extra for the 14th season finale, April 18th. That's what I thought. Okay, so there are only 14. Can you snowflake anti-trekker? Oh, really? Tavenik. That's the Klingon. I could snowflake anti-trekker, but most people here wouldn't even know what that meant. So... Pike's damage was so much worse than Hawking's condition. His chair was a full-blown life support system. Yes. Can't Pike just not take training duties? Well, you know. Charles J puts him $1. Thank you very much. I love that Pike knows his fate. It makes his sacrifice that much more noble. The flesh melting on Pike, was that a nightmare? Yeah, I would assume that was the nightmare part. Hi guys, I'm back. Yay, Doug is back. I wonder if all Section 31 will get spaced. That would be cool if all the Section 31 ships are under Control's control, and all the crews have been ejected into space. Philippa, of course, won't be. I think we'll see Leland again, because they do mention that Leland's body was rebuilt or whatever. I don't know if we will see him. I'm hoping we do, because I did like his character. Pike's pep talk to himself was an awesome line. It was kind of like the Kobayashi Maru scenario. Pike tries to avoid a future, a bunch of crew will die instead, and the person that said that, yes, and cadets nonetheless, young cadets. So Pike's fleet captain uniform insignia reminds me of JJ Trek a bit. A lot of things in Discovery remind me of JJ Trek a bit. They should bring Paul into this series. Did you watch the next episode trailer yet? I have not yet, no, but I've got many, many, many stills from it because people were sending me stills like crazy right afterwards. But I haven't watched it yet. So, next week's trailer, Captain. Let me take a peek. Hold on a second. I'm going to ignore the chat for a second. I'm not going to listen to the audio, but I'm going to watch the visual. And I'll watch it after we're done. Unless you guys can hear the... I can't look at it. And where was Tilly in this episode, by the way? Yeah, so... looks impressive for sure. And now back to the live chat. There we go. Jeff Jacobs with the $3. Over 100. I will go again at 175. Make me pay. Yes, make Jeff pay, guys. Let's get the likes up. And if you guys are able, you want to super chat, that guarantees that I see your question or your comment. Because like I said, the chat is really flying by tonight with 265 people here. And I appreciate all you guys being here and talking amongst yourselves. But if I miss your comment or question, I really apologize. Anyway, I still suspect that Jet is a Telosian projection. That would be interesting. Curious why they couldn't just spore away from the ships. Well, they did congratulate. She did congratulate Stamets on another spore jump to the monastery planet. So, and I was kind of shocked that they actually did the spore jump. They would have to make Pike and Spock look a couple years younger for a Pike show. Nope, they can continue from here because he still has another 5-year mission on the Enterprise before he gets promoted, and then Kirk gets command. So they don't have to make them look younger at all. Robert Dietrich puts in $2. Nice to see actual Klingon ship finally. Yes, it was. It was such a piss poor way to do it, though. Oh, the D7 with Chancellor Lorel is here. Oh, okay. Pan in. That's it. It should have been like, Chancellor Lorel is hailing us, sir, or Chancellor Lorel is entering the system. On screen, and you see the D7 like pull up. That would have been cool. Like, you got to give the ships their time on screen, not just a hey, here it is. Oh, there it was. Screw you guys. We're not giving you another look at it for the whole episode because you made us do it. We didn't want to, so F you guys. That's what it felt like to me, anyway. Sadly, I must now leave for work. Bye, y'all. See you later, D. Gordon. Just dropped by. Gotta go and watch this episode. All right, Nano Reaper, enjoy it. Joseph Miles puts in $2 Australian. Happy First Contact Day. Is it First Contact Day? April 5th? Well, happy First Contact Day. Will Spock shave now? Good God, I hope so. I hope when they finally see the Enterprise and you see Pike in his uniform on the Enterprise bridge, hopefully Spock follows suit, gets his uniform on, and shaves to go on the bridge. I hope so. Nathan Wilkie puts in $1. I like the beard, though. I would like it if it wasn't a Wolfman beard. You know, it has the whole, it like comes up here and up and then back down. It's like, that's really unnaturally weird. It should just like be like, yeah, straight across. But no, it's got this weird Wolfman look to it. April 5th, 2063 is First Contact Day, so there we go. With the budget on these, we're really not getting our fix of Starship porn. We are not. The season started off with a lot of great Starship porn, nice flybys, and we know that generally the nice flybys and effects are for the beginning of the season and the last part of the season. The middle is the cheaper shows, the bottle shows. So hopefully these last 2 episodes are going to ramp it up. It looks like they will. With the Enterprise there, with all the other ships warping in, it looks like it will. Cleto Law puts in $2. I love Lorel. I know. Maybe Spock's beard falls off. like Saru's ganglia. Maybe that's how it works with Vulcans. Seizing ending of Enterprise crew shot will be shaved. Spock walking onto the bridge to his station. I certainly hope so. My beard grows naturally like that if I don't trim it. Yeah, some people's do. Don't get me wrong. I don't know, man. It looks like a werewolf makeup, a prosthetic. It looks like some kind of werewolf movie that I'm watching. It just wow. Always good to have you here, no matter how long, dude. Oh, for Matt Mon, yes. Um, I hope number one welcomes Spock back by handing him a razor when he beams aboard the Enterprise. That would be freaking hilarious. The Klingons are way better. The Klingons are way better this episode. Not quite TNG. Happy Space Vikings, but still great. Why would they try to self-destruct when they can spore the ship out of danger? Or did they explain it and I missed it? Well, control exists in the future because that's where it kills all sentient life. So if you'd have to spore jump it somewhere where control could never possibly get at it, which you can't really do because if you spore it through time, control will eventually find it somehow. And definitely just in space, control will still find it. So maybe to another galaxy, that'd be cool. But it's going to obviously tie in with Calypso now. So I like the albino Klingon priest dude. Yeah, I thought he was cool as well. Yeah, still not looking like Spock with that beard. I could handle a goatee, but not this beard. I mean, he does look like Spock at this point. I mean, he's just shaggy, obviously. But I've seen the actor without the beard, and he doesn't have the Spock face. He doesn't have that chiseled look. So I think that's the reason he has the beard to kind of hide his baby face. Because let's be real, Ethan Peck has a baby face when he doesn't have a beard. So it doesn't resemble Nimoy at all. So I think that's why they probably did that. I hope you're here, Tyler. Activate a communication panel and say something in Klingon, and a huge Klingon fleet arrives, led by L'Rell. That would be cool. I could see that happening, actually. Well, that's what we hope happens. Knowing Discovery, they will do something else. So next episode, they send Discovery ahead. In finale, she comes back. Perhaps this means Discovery crew in Enterprise uniforms in last episode. That would also be cool. I don't know if they're going to do that, send Discovery away next episode and bring it back for the finale, or if they're going to send it in the finale and it's going to be a cliffhanger for season 3, because we know they're renewed for season 3. So Discovery gets sent to the future and we have to wait till next season to get that answer. That would really piss me off, but in the same way, it's a good plan for them to do. So I don't know how they're going to go about doing that. I don't know what to say about that. So will the Discovery not be in season 3? Maybe not. But the show's called Discovery, so chances are really, really good it will be. Do you think in Section 31 Attack on Discovery and Enterprise that Enterprise will take damage and be refitted to the original Constitution? Here's hoping. Here's hoping. It just came from a refit. It just came from being repaired because at the beginning of this season, it was all effed up. The engines weren't working. It needed a complete overhaul in dry dock, they said. And that's why number one was there with the Enterprise, making sure that it got refitted and restored while Pike took command of Discovery. So, oh yes, Calypso. They trap control in Discovery and jump it into an alternate reality, abandoning Discovery to be its prison. I don't think they trap control in it at all. So now we can bury the theory that the baby is albino, please. No, we can't, because people are still going to say that because time moves differently for the timekeepers, that he's going to stay young and become the albino. Who knows? Caleb Horn puts in another $5. Thank you, sir. Very much appreciated. We get through the whole season and never see Calypso connection. Like you said, CBS promises a lot of stuff, but sometimes do not follow through. I think they're going to tie in Calypso. I really do. I think we're going to see Kraft back somehow. At least I hope so, because I really enjoyed Calypso. It was the best of the shorts, and the actor that played Kraft, I loved his character and I love the actor. So I'm hoping to see him back. Maybe another Crossfield class will, without the Spore stuff, and they pull a D Space Nine with Defiant and rename it. I could see them doing that as well, because there was the Glen, which got destroyed. There is the Discovery, and there's also obviously the Crossfield somewhere. So could be. I would love it for you and Sam to appear in season 3 as a cameo. That would be it. Would be awesome. I would love to do that, but don't think that would ever happen. So speaking of, I think Samuel is really going to like this episode. He's going to bitch and complain and whine and moan about a lot of stuff, I'm sure, especially about the whole time crystal needing to be powered by something as powerful as a supernova, because he made a big stink about that last episode, talking about how just the previous episode or whatever, they were talking about dark matter. They still have dark matter, which is a great source of power, so why don't they just use that? Blah, blah, blah. He's going to go off on that, but I think he's really going to enjoy this episode. Me personally, I'm going to give this episode I'll go with a 9 out of 10. Just because we got to see Pike, got to see his accident, we got to see the chair, we got to see his future. That was great. We got a reference. They're hailing Enterprise. It's getting good now. So I'm going to give it a 9. But we'll see how I feel about that tomorrow when I do the review. But as of right now, I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. First reaction score, so there you go. Will they offer an explanation of why it wasn't a spore drive used in Voyager? Because the spore drive is going away. Something's going to happen with Discovery, that the spore drive either A, never existed, or B, was classified top secret, never used again, never referenced. Something's going to... We've talked about this since the beginning, since season 1, that something like that has to happen, so... A lot of people agree with my score. That's awesome. Got an 8 out of 10 there for max volume. I love the fact that we have Star Trek back, but I must confess that my mind is very confused. I guess one could say that that is good writing, especially when season 1 almost turned me off. Yeah, they really ramped up their game for season 2. I think they listened to the fans quite a bit, and they still need to do a little bit more of that, but they are on the right track, and season 2 has been a massive improvement. So if the dogs bark, don't worry about it. It's just Cassie getting home from work. She works Thursday nights, so if you hear the dogs, that's what it is. You know, it's alive. What do you expect, guys? I would give it an 8. I wasn't so keen on the Klingon monks with control of time thing. The Klingon monks having the time crystals was a little bit of a turn off at first, until they kind of went into the explanation that the majority of Klingons consider the time crystals to be a myth. So it's a well-hidden secret, because as soon as I heard that there's time crystals on this planet that's Klingon control, I was like, oh my god. All the things I'm going to hear in the next week from the naysayers, like, oh, if the Klingons had the time crystals this whole time, why didn't they go back and do this? Because they're ruthless and blah, 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 blah. Yes, but L'Rell said that they learned their lesson not to use them, and also that majority of Klingons believe they are a myth, so the monks are keeping them a secret. I love that. Whether they get destroyed or not at some point, who knows. I did love the little room that they had the crystals in. I thought that was very beautiful. It looked nice. Kind of made me go, really? That many time crystals? But it is what it is. We'll see how it goes. The Klingons have the crystals, but chose not to use them, which means they are the right ones to guard them. Ooh, that's very deep. They have more than one monastery on the planet, I presume. Nope, I think they actually got the... Actually, I said it's the only structure on the planet. I think L'Rell said that in one of the lines of dialogue. Listening to the naysayers, the shows got better when they started following canon and being Trek again. Absolutely. The monks did later have cloning technology when they cloned Kahless in TNG. Absolutely. Didn't Captain Janeway get a time device from the Klingons? She did. And Sylvia brought that up when we were watching it. She looked up if it was the same planet that she met the guy on, but she couldn't find the information. I haven't had a chance to look yet, but yes, she did talk to a Klingon scientist who had developed this time device. So it could just be that a few of them are still in the know about the time device. And it was an actual device she got. It wasn't just a crystal. So experiencing buffering. Hold on here. Let's see. Give me a minute. The signal will improve. Hold on. Yeah. I don't know why it phased out there. I apologize. But anyway, just hit refresh, guys. That should do it. It's still a little bit choppy on my end. It's saying this may experience some buffering. It generally will clear up. Just give it a second. So why doesn't control just... Sorry, I hit refresh, so I'm just waiting. So why does a control just get a time crystal and weaponize it? Good question. I'm sure it'll try now, though. She had her scar from season 1. Yes, Laurel got her scar in season 1. Do you think that they will spore control to the Delta Quadrant and that will result in the origins of the Borg? No, stop with the Borg. I get so sick and tired of hearing about the origins of the Borg being control. It's just, I mean, it's a possibility they could go that way, and I hope to God they don't. Even if it's done properly, it's like, oh, it's a nice tie-in. Thanks, we didn't need to know that. Even though, whatever. I'm really getting sick of hearing that theory. The device Janeway got was a chrono deflector, yes, but it probably used a time crystal of sorts. Time to put on your chief engineer's hat. We got this, don't worry. Touch your nose with your left index finger. Point your right up, hand up in the air, 75 degrees northwest, and your signal will improve. Well, the signal's already improved, but I will... Northwest, that's right. Is that better? Is the signal good now? Alright, I'll stay like this. Ben Greenhagen puts in $4.99. Prediction. Yeah. Sahara scene in the trailers is to get the lithium recrystallizer tech from Runaway, needed for Discovery to sit for 1,000 years to bring time crystal to the Red Angel. I love it. I hope to God that the Runaway time crystal, or the Runaway dilithium wreath never shows up again. That was an awful, awful short. But yes, leaving the time crystal on Discovery, sending it 1,000 years into the future, or having it wait 1,000 years in the future, sorry, until the Red Angel can get it, because the Red Angel we know is 950 years in the future, sure works for me. They are the Borg. Jessica, I don't think they are. George Takei played Sulu, but Sulu wasn't gay. Absolutely 100% correct. And when they made Sulu gay in Beyond, George Takei was like, oh, no, the character's not gay. Why'd you do that? You'd think he would be all for it, but he wasn't, so. Does the Klingon sound too much like the Bajorans? No? Rabbit ears. There you go, rabbit ears. That'll help improve the quality. Why do I do these things? I'm just asking for fun to be made of me. I like Reno. I hope she's a regular in season 3. I agree 100%. That might be where Tilly is. Mark Mapleback puts in $2 Canadian for being a good sport with my terrible humor. Hey Mark, no problem. I love hanging out with you guys, and I would do that if we were just sitting here having a beer, just hanging out with friends. So I would do the same kind of goofy stuff. So no problem. I love you guys, and I love hanging out with you. So yes, time will tell, Jessica. Does the Klingons sound too much like the Bajorans? I don't understand what you mean by that. Do they sound too much like the Bajorans? The Bajorans are irritating and whiny. I don't really get that from the Klingons. Hopefully they'll have Leland found the Ferengi homeworld true to canon. What you talking about? Now the uniform Pike had on and the vision did look J.J. Abrams. It did. It did. And now the captain making rabbit ears will be forever immortalized on the internet. Yes, thank you, Canadian Starships, for pointing that out. I've done worse things on the internet that will forever be there as well. Pike's guaranteed fate equals prime timeline with visual reboot. Sorry I'm late to the party again. I was so happy for about a minute this episode when there seemed to be a possibility of Burnham being killed and replaced by a control avatar. Oh, looks like the signal might get bad again for a second. Again, I don't know why. I think Tilly was on a honeymoon at the time they filmed this episode. No, I think they had finished filming before she got married. Tilly was not in this one at all. When they were on the bridge at the end, I'm like, where the hell's Tilly been during this episode? Because trust me, I keep an eye out for Tilly. It's like, where's Waldo? I gotta find the redhead. It's like, ugh. Bajorans, they aren't worth the Cardassians' effort. Yeah, don't get me started on Bajorans. Can't wait till we see the Picard series. Neither can I. I'm looking forward to that. I think the commander will complain about them reusing the disco engine room for Pike's premonition. I almost complained about that because it's they didn't change anything really, and they used 2 camera angles just to. Yeah, I thought that was a bit of an issue myself, but I'm sure he will complain about it. Yes. Wasn't Rabbit Ears the captain was doing an Andorian impression? Yes. Wow, this live stream is really kicking 147 likes when last I looked. Well, then we need to get to 150. 3 more likes, guys. 255 of you here. That should be super easy to do. And when we do get to 250, Jeff Jacobs has to pay again. That's just the rules. I know Tilly is a plus. I disagree, Noel, but that's okay. Teach their own. I get it. Not a lot of people like her, and that's fine. Stuart, do you think any of the events that take place in Discovery will be mentioned in the new Picard show? Good God, I hope not. If they were smart, if CBS was smart, they wouldn't tie the two together. They wouldn't make the Picard show reference it at all, just to make the fans happy that really hate Discovery. But we'll have to see. I really hope they don't. Come on, folks. Let's spend some Jeff Jacobs money. I'm stoked about Enterprise's return on next week's episode, as am I. It was such a wasted moment tonight when they could have gotten rid of Burnham and still kept the actress. Agreed. Oh, I was your 150th. We have 150 likes from Joseph Miles. 157 likes now. If it is the Borg, their weakness to phaser fire may be why they later wear hockey pads. Right? I'm paying at 175. What? I think that 150. Yeah, cheap bastard. Good episode of Star Trek Discovery tonight. Finally, we see a D7 starship. Yeah, we didn't see much of it. I mean, we saw more than we did in the trailer, obviously, and they could have been a lot cheaper and chintzier with the shot they gave us, so I can't really complain. I just wish we would have seen a little bit more of it. If they hide the sphere in the turbo lift roller coaster, Control won't be able to find it. That's totally legit, man. They could do that. Control is Stargate replicators. Whoa, dude. trying to read these comments and they keep flying by so fast. Why do they say that the sphere data can't be destroyed when all they would need to do is take a phaser and fire at the Discovery's data core? Alright, sorry guys if I missed your comment. It's really flying by. Why did you change the back of the Enterprise and cells there blue glowing in the new preview? Don't know. I'll have to take a look. Awkward moment. The 5-second strange angle of D7 is better than every Season 1 Klingon ship. Absolutely. He stayed at his post when the trainees are in. Every Starfleet ship has an auto-destruct sequence now. Yes? Picard ship is called the USS Burnham. Oh, good God. True, they could destroy the data without blowing up the whole ship. Yes, but why did Scotty bring him to the bridge? He was in shock. He thought that maybe McCoy was on the bridge? I don't know. It's a good question, but he was probably just in shock and looking for someone to help him, and he just was... I don't know. The core 2 reintegrated into ship. What happened to Leland's body? I don't know. I think we're going to see Leland again at some point. They could physically dismantle the data core. Blowing the core would leave the ship an empty shell. Antimatter containment would fail and they would all die. Admiral, there be whales here. 173. So close. Come on, guys. 2 more likes. 2 more likes to hit the 175 and make us all spend Jeff Jacobs' money. How long before we see a young, sexy McCoy? Don't know. Is the word given, Captain? It's Admiral, but let's see why you're saying Captain. The word is given. Warp speed. Awkward. Yes, TS9 had an auto-destruct. There was an episode about it. Yes, there was. Scotty wanted to go to Kirk. You did this, you bastard. No, he didn't. Dramatic scene, but stupid in real life. McCoy is off, being happily married and making Joanna. Tilly is secretly infected with nanoprobes. That would be a shame. They set off the Cardassian self-destruct in one episode. 179. We have 179 likes. Jeff Jacob Jingleheimer Smith. That's my name too. Tilly not seen this episode. No wonder I didn't wince more than 5 times. 181 likes now. Come on, where's Jeff? Jeff Tyler, pull your pants up and pay attention. I hate Tyler. They need to get rid of that character. Jeff Jacobs within $3. I will go again at 250. Make me pay again. We're not going to hit 250. With 257 people watching, it would take everybody hitting their like button, and everybody that's hit their like button's already done it, so it's impossible to get to 250. I'm calling it right now. Matthew DeFridas puts in $1.99. Thanks for making great content. Nice to see 2 people who care. Well, thank you, Matthew. There's just one of me here, though. Oh, you mean that commander guy? Yeah. What happened to Leland's body? Don't know. It was on the ship that warped away, so it's going to show up. Can we hit 200? I'm sure we can hit probably 200, but 250 would be impossible with 254 people. People just don't know how to hit the like button. It's a shame. Klingon Monastery looked a lot like University of Toronto. It probably was. They filmed in Toronto, so. Anyone else think they turned the Klingons into space Muslims? The accents, the beards? I guess. I have to admit that Tyler character has grown on me. He's hit and miss with me. He's not as irritating as he was at the beginning of the season, but he's another one that him and Spock need to go see the barber. Just saying. Everyone hit your like buttons, or Jeff, give him your credit card number. The USS Burnham, primary weapon, yelling. 190 likes. Nothing is impossible. Enjoyed the show. Good work. Come on, hit the like button, folks. Hit the like before the show started. Well, thank you. You are amazing. The captain just shouted, "Yo, can't click the button." Yep, it's impossible. Some people just cannot click the like button. They just don't know how. James would admire James Tiberius Kirk, but not William Shatner. An acquaintance told me that William Shatner is an equestrian event behaved as an asshole piece of shit. Yep, I've heard bad stories about William Shatner. The two interactions I've had with him, though, have been really pleasant. For the most part, a little rushed. But he's been very friendly to me, personally. But I have heard negative things about him. And I did do a captain's log where I kind of rant about him a little bit because he kind of made a mockery of Star Trek fans in one of his interviews a few years ago. And I kind of go off on, when I pay $150, $180 to go to a Star Trek convention, I don't want, and he's on stage for an hour, I don't want to hear 50 minutes of, hey, my horses, hey, my charity, hey, my other project, and then 10 minutes of questions from the audience that might include some Star Trek. When I go to a Star Trek convention and pay $180 to hear somebody like William Shatner speak, I paid $180 to hear them talk about Star Trek. I don't care if they've been doing it for 50 years. That's why they're there. They're getting paid to be there. They can damn well talk about Star Trek. And save the horse, equestrian, my other charities bullshit till the last 10 minutes of their talk, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Oh, we're at 205. Awesome. I didn't realize that Pike was radiated by the Ark of the Covenant melting face. That's funny. The like button is like and most guys don't know where it is. What, the clitoris? It's under a little hood. It's a hooded sheath thing. But yeah, it's the like button. You gotta hit that. Hey, somebody talk to me online. Lee, I talked to you again, I guess. Damn, $180 for a Star Trek convention? Like Star Trek Las Vegas? Yes. For a whole weekend. 4 days, actually. 180 is actually cheap. They're not actually that cheap. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing out a number. Like, anyway, I'm surprised getting stabbed didn't result in him being Borgified. I agree. I mean, don't you want to hear T.J. Hooker stories? That would be acceptable as well. T.J. Hooker was pretty awesome. My whole team likes watching your first reactions. Timothy Peel. Thank you very much, Timothy. What do you mean your whole team? There's like 10 people, 25 people, 250 people? Do you work at a factory? Do you have it on like all the monitors so everybody can watch? That's scary. Congrats, Captain. You just replaced the nerfed Ontario sex ed. LOL. Sweet. Lieutenants and group of ensigns that was listening to. It was nice listening and chatting, but it's time to bounce. Good night, y'all. Good night, Matt. Did you ever get to go to the Star Trek experience? I did not. I missed it. They need to read the manual on hitting the like button. Yes. Sex ed with the captain. It's like, if you're from Ontario, specifically, you're going to know Sex with Sue. She's kind of like the Dr. Ruth, but for Ontario and Canada. She was on late at night. This old lady with glasses, much like Dr. Ruth. And she would be like, have like a dildo and be like, showing how to do. It's just creepy, weird. It's something I remember from when I was younger. I used to stay up late. Sex with Sue. Somebody out there knows what I'm talking about. I assume we will be seeing a video on the Enterprise Bridge this week. You're probably right. But you'll definitely be seeing one next week after the next episode airs, where we get to see more of the bridge. Cool, I'm glad they devoted some time to explain that. Howdy ho, I once sang the Ballad of Bilbo Baggins to Nimoy at a convention, and he was not impressed. That was from the Ticonderoga crew. Those were some awesome props. My favorite 90s toy was the Playmates TNG tricorder. The ship has a party hatch like the Shilkovsky. The planet scene at the end of the trailer is the Homer of the alien from Runaway. Really? Is it? Oh my god. Okay, I can see them pulling it in, but goddamn, it's stupid. That was the only reason I used to want to go to Vegas when I lived in California. I've still never been to Vegas and missed Star Trek experience. I'm from BC and I know who you're talking about. It was Sunday night sex show out there. Yes. Sex with Saru. Oh, somebody's got to make that a thing. That'd be good. My parents would watch Sue every Sunday night. Would they really? Damn. The show would come on in America as well, Stuart. It was on the Oxygen Channel. She was an old lady always holding... Yes, that's the one. I know what you're talking about. Do you know what I'm talking about? That's good, eh? 239. We're losing people. People are dropping like flies. They heard sex and they're out because the first reaction part's over. But no, I really enjoyed this episode, and I got a chance to watch it twice before I came on live, which is cool. I already take my notes and everything. That means when I'm done here, I don't have to go down and watch it and take notes. What I have to do is go downstairs, relax, have a drink, and watch some Grand Tour, because the new episode came out today of the Grand Tour. I'm going to watch that. I was going to have some wine. I was going to have some red wine before I did this, so that I was like intoxicated, because I was stressed out because of seeing all the chat before it even started and seeing the Enterprise bridge and being like, oh no. And everybody was complaining about it or talking about it in the chat, and I was like, oh my god. And Sylvie's like, have a glass of wine. I'm like, well, I should. And we're still going to do a live with the captain where I'm drinking. And with the commander and Sylvia, perhaps. Don't worry, those are coming, those are things, but yeah. Just gonna ignore a lot of these comments now. If Pike knows about his own fate and deaths and dangers of so many cadets, why would he still go on a J-class mission in the future? Might not have had a choice. I don't know. Not gonna hide in your room, afraid of your life because you've got a little glimpse into the future. Who knows how many years down the road that is? It's not too far. He's not that much older, but still, I mean, I don't know. You haven't graduated to the wet bar and punching back like Anti-Checker. I'm waiting for Anti-Checker's live stream. I'm not gonna watch it. He's gonna complain and bitch and whine and complain and moan. And I could do the snowflake Anti-Checker now, but I don't know if the person that asked me to do it is still here. But how can you be Canadian and not know that Star Trek premiered first on CTV? Okay, he's a fleet captain. He has a choice. Plus the lives of so many cadets. And thanks for answering. No question, Nightfall. No question. No problem, Nightfall 182. Anti-Checker's probably numbing the pain. He can rant about it. They keep saying the future is not set. Yes, and we've also heard that the end of this season is going to turn everything on its head. It's going to be a real shocker, so I'm wondering if they're going to change the timeline somehow. I don't know. We'll have to see 2 more episodes, guys. 2 more episodes, and we'll know what's going on. Pike is a brave man. He will do whatever he needs to. Attention, attention. Star Trek is awesome. Stewart is fucking awesome. Oh, it sounds like it needs a red alert. Boo-doop, boo-doop, boo-doop. Hard time seeing Cage Pike, who was about to quit, stay mentally strong after knowing that. That would make him want to quit Starfleet altogether. You would think so, wouldn't you? Just remember, guys, even though it's a red alert, it could be worse. Everything's fucked. Don't you know? So they had the cyborg girl, but the Pike can't get a cyborg body. He could have more extensive damage to his body. We don't know the situation there. So it's not fair to call that like that. Will this be the end of the season or the first half of the season? This is the end of the season. Season finale. The TARDIS appears on the Discovery Bridge. The shocker will be from Dallas. Tilly wakes up at the end, still a dream, and Lorca's still alive. Beautiful. Not everybody knows what you're talking about, though. Nathan Wilk, $5. I want to get back into Star Trek Online. Can you point me in the direction of a good community that I could join? I need a Trek game in my life. Go to Team Trekyards. On Facebook, there's a Star Trek Online Team Trekyards community Facebook page. Go there, join up, and talk to either Paul or any of the other guys in charge of the fleet. I don't know enough about the game to be in charge of the fleet. They're the ones that have taken care of all the fleet holdings and all that, and they organize the events and all that. But we have a Team Trekyards online fleet. Go to the Facebook page, request to join it. They'll see that you get joined up, and perfect place to go. I've been trying to play Star Trek Online for the past 3 days, and I keep getting an error message. So I messaged Cryptic today, and they got back to me, and I emailed them back, and we're going to see how that goes because I want to play, but I haven't been able to. So, Snowflake Anti-Tracker and his opinions on this episode, please. Everyone, please be patient with Anti-Tracker. He only watches 10 seconds of the episode at a time and freaks out. He needs to watch the entire thing, then go back and review it. However, that's not how he does things, so things are taken out of context. But please, he's a kind, gentle, caring soul who simply loves Star Trek and doesn't like what CBS has done to it. Please give him all the love and caring that you can find deep in your hearts. He needs your help, guys. He needs your help to get through to the end of the season. He's a good, sweet, caring individual and a good man. And by all means, go watch his rant and give him a pat on the back. Tell him that you love him. Tell him that Captain Foley loves him. And just let him know that it's all right. Discovery can be its own thing and not necessarily what he needs it to be. I don't know. That wasn't a good Snowflake one. I apologize. But you caught me off guard. Anti-Tracker's on. How much would you want? How much you want to bet he hates this episode and he hasn't even watched it yet? Yep. Dream out there puts in $2. Was there any more Borg type of stuff tonight? Yes, kinda. 217. See, we're losing people quick. There's no way we'll get to 250 now for sure. I'm 50 minutes into the episode so far, but the D7 shot was nice. It was. Bullshit, says Lee. I don't know what you're talking about, Lee, but I apologize if I did something wrong. Make you say bullshit. You sound like one of the YouTube fake apologies. Haven't had to make a fake apology yet. Sing in the eyes of an angel now. In the eyes of the angel. It's in the arms of the angels, isn't it? I just pictured little lost puppy dogs and I can't stand those commercials. Why would you make me do that? You guys are doing Fan X. Are you guys doing Fan Expo and or the Star Trek Las Vegas Con this summer? We're doing the Star Trek Las Vegas convention. Absolutely. we're going to be there. We don't have a booth or anything, but we will be there for the entire weekend. We will be wandering around, talking to people, doing things, filming stuff, getting interviews if we can. So yes, if you're going to Vegas, you'll likely see Samuel and myself. We're both planning on going. We're launching an Indiegogo campaign in the next week or two. It should be wrapped up by the end of April. So, and that's to help fund that trip and a few others. And don't forget, the end of April, guys, April 26th to the 29th is Starfest in Denver, Colorado. I'm going to be there. It's the end of the month. Flying in on the Friday, staying with my good friend Cliff, and flying out on the Monday. But I'll be at the convention both days. Saturday at 11 is our panel. We're going to be talking about the Orville versus Star Trek Discovery, different approaches to sci-fi. And then we'll have a Q&A, of course. And then on Sunday, we have a table. We'll be having some Trekyards goodness, like we got Trekyards stickers and, you know, bumper stickers and other cool stuff. And who knows what we're going to have there. But anyway, you'll be able to meet me if you go to Starfest in Denver the end of this month as well. So, and yes, look forward to Star Trek Vegas. We've started making plans to go, and it's our goal to get there this year. So, yes. In the Arms of the Angels makes me have to listen to Metallica to restore my faith. You guys are great. Thank you, Lee. I am stoked about next week's episode and the season 2 finale, as am I. To boldly Indiegogo. Wake me up before you Indiegogo, 'cause I ain't planning on going solo. I need to go to Vegas, but I'm already doing a Star Wars celebration this year. Gonna be broke. Nanopro monster swarming the snake towards her with dual phasers on it. Yeah, that was pretty cool. My liking the Orville is kind of worn off. Not me, I still really enjoy it. You and Irish Trekker got me buying Eagle Moss ships. Sorry, Lee. I got 2 new ones here that I got to do reviews on soon. They just came. If you're subscribed to my personal channel, you already know what they are. There's these 2 small Star Wars ones, or Star Trek ones, and there's 2 other ones that I got as well. But I'm not going to show you those. I'm just going to show you these real quick. So you got the Odyssey class Enterprise F, and get this, the ISS Enterprise D Dreadnought. Shop exclusive. Not out yet. Pre-orders start next Tuesday, and next Friday will be my review on this bad boy. So keep an eye out for that. Let's call Samuel now. Yeah, let's do that. I'd love to see Guillermo del Toro do a Star Trek series. Imagine what the aliens would be like. Ribeye counselor for season in TNG, but Vic slipped into Star Trek Continues. Damn, I found the snaking control attack make him more like a replicators from Stargate. Yeah, very un-Borg-like. Jeebus? Yes, all hail Jeebus. Om. I want to see that first one again. Haven't seen that one. Dumbass ending. Oh, you want to see this one? This is the Odyssey class from Star Trek Online. This is the Enterprise F. Ooh. I'm not going to take it out, but there you go. Here's the book. See? Enterprise F. Waiting for the XL of Kira. Yes. Yeah, Odyssey class. It's a Star Trek Online ship. It would kind of be cool if the new Picard show ship was aboard was a Galaxy class. That would be cool. Thought I was hearing a bit of the Sarah McLachlan tune in The Arms of an Angel. Sorry for the confusion. Well, I was singing that, so. Let's bring Captain Foley to be on Disco on season 3. Yes, Curtis, that's a good idea. Let's do that. And Commander Calkins, we should both be there. We should both be walking down the corridor together, holding a pad, like talking like about the latest episode of Trekyards. Yeah. Yeah, the ship looks like shit, yeah. It doesn't look era appropriate at all. Is Enterprise F canon? It's hard to say. It's officially CBS licensed, so it's as close as you can get, I guess. Thought I was going to buy 1 or 2 Eagle Moss ships. Got 6, looking to buy 2 more soon. I have a whole whack load of them. How have you? How have I what? Speaking of Stargate, I gave the late Joel Goldsmith end title music from Stargate SG-1 a music mock-up treatment over a week ago. Sounds cool. It's a class from Star Trek Online. I don't dig it myself, but it's not the worst design ever. Designed by Adam Isle. We've talked to him about this design and designing this ship on our show, so if you haven't checked it out and you want to learn about the Enterprise E or the Odyssey class, just type in Trekyards Odyssey class or Enterprise F in the YouTube search bar and you'll find the video. Go watch it. There's actually a few of them. I think there's a 2-part one and then another one on just the ship, but the 2-part one is talking to the designer. So what's your take on the photon torpedo shooting out of the warp nacelles? Oh my god. My take is that is the stupidest goddamn thing I've ever seen in my life. And the visual effects, people just didn't know what the hell they were doing because there's no way that that's an actual thing. Doug has to go. Good night. Good night, Doug. Eagle Moss doesn't normally sell the Galaxy X, does it? It isn't a special edition type of thing. They do have the Galaxy X. I think it's regular, one of the regular issues. You and Samuel, what could be Mocklins? There you go. How's the weather up there in London right now? It's really nice. It's really mild today. Tomorrow it's supposed to get up a few more degrees and be a little nicer. So, oh, thanks, Stuart. I'm on SoundCloud. Donnie Pearson. I'll have to look that up. Captain Foley, do you think anything outside of aired Star Trek is canon, such as novels, STL, etc.? I consider Star Trek Online kind of semi-canon, and some of the novels really should be canon. So I have my own headcanon as to what's canon, but officially no. Whatever's on screen is canon, which is sad. But I have my own headcanon, so I don't care what they say. It isn't any worse than phasers coming out of the torpedo launchers and then yeah, that was a mistake. That was a visual effects mistake done by the visual effects people. Rick Sternbach has verified as much. It was just a mistake. It was a last minute visual mistake that they did. Don't the pulse phase cannons shoot out of the nacelles of the Defiant? Yes, they do, but that's because it was designed that way. There's actually emitters for them, and it uses the plasma from the warp, whatever, to enhance the pulses. The Discovery, the era is all wrong. There is the 3 bizarre collectors on each nacelle. There's the big one and the 2 smaller ones. The 2 smaller ones I could see being torpedo launchers, but where would you load them? It seems like a stupid idea to put torpedoes, explosives in your nacelles. I don't know. It just headcanon is the best canon. That's true. Permission to leave. Post. Thank you. Good night. I think Doctor, permission granted. Go ahead. I'm leaving myself. It's been an hour and 18 minutes. I remember looking at this at the 38-minute mark going, I'm going to end it soon because there was no way I was going to get to an hour, but here I am. But I'm going to go. So thank you guys for watching. Tune in again next week. Next week is going to be a fun one. I'm excited for next week. Should we do like a extravaganza episode next week because we get to see the Enterprise or something. We'll have to see how that goes. But anyway, yeah, click the like button before you go, guys. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you stuck around for the whole thing. We're still at 200 people, which is fantastic. I can't believe 200 people are sitting here watching me. Like, that blows my mind every week. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and enjoying our company, our time together. It's really fun. So, why no sex scenes near the end of the season? I don't know. They should have had something with Tilly. I'm just saying. And on that note, and on that disappointment, because I'm going to go watch the Grand Tour right now, because Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond, and James May are some of the best Englishmen I've ever met, or know. Samuel excluded, of course. But I'm going to go watch them and enjoy the Grand Tour and just chill. So thank you guys for watching. I love you all, and I will see you tomorrow, because you're going to watch our review in the afternoon, and then you're going to come at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You're going to come onto the live, and you're going to watch us break this episode down and hear Samuel complain for 2 hours. That's what you're going to do. So until then, guys, I'm Captain Foley. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.